We received your text. What happened?
What seems to be the problem?
I'm pregnant, guys.
What? So what are you planning to do?
I'm planning to have an abortion.
No! Don't do that! Yes, because it's unsafe and inhumane.
And it could bring psychological trauma to you.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Please explain.
Go.
Abortion is a procedure used to end a pregnancy, causing the death of an unborn child. This is most common in the Philippines, which is considered to be a third world country. Even though abortion is banned in the country, this does not stop the women from undergoing over 500,000 procedures each year in murky back streets. Therefore, abortion should not be legalized in the Philippines because of its unsafe procedures, humanitarian violations, and psychological consequences.
According to New York-based Center for Reproductive Rights, women employ a variety of methods to induce abortion, one of which is the use of herbal concoction, which is unsafe because majority of these plants are poisonous. Another unsafe type of abortion is the suction curettage, where the contents of the uterus are removed by a device. It is dangerous if the device is not cleaned properly. It is especially dangerous because since it is banned here in the Philippines, most of the operations are done on murky back streets, which does not guarantee that these devices used are clean. Another type is cytotec, which is a drug that is used to abort the baby. The cytotec causes the woman to bleed heavily, and this may escalate into much worse complications. However, unlike abortion pills, the herbal abortion method do not include any chemicals and is therefore safe. The suction curettage may be also safe if abortion is to be legalized in the Philippines. There will be trained practitioners and clean surgical instruments. The medical abortion can be also safe if it is to be legalized because trained doctors would then be able to take care of the woman. But even though the herbal type of abortion doesn't contain chemicals, it still causes side effects that are harmful to the woman. Also, even if the suction curettage and medical abortion is to be legalized, this would be very expensive, and the majority who undergoes abortion in the Philippines are the ones living in the slums. Therefore, they would just resort to the cheaper types, which is even more dangerous.
The state shall equally protect the life of the unborn from conception. It is already stated in our Constitution that killing the child, starting from conception, is illegal. The thing is, the Roman Catholic Church consistently condemned abortion. Catholic Christians believe that all life is sacred from conception until natural death, and taking of innocent human life is morally wrong. And in choosing whether to abort the baby or not, it violates the father's right to be part of the decision in instances that premarital sex was the main reason. In this context, if the abortion is illegal in the Philippines, what will happen to the 500,000 women who risk their lives annually by undergoing backstreet abortions because they can seem to have a safe and legal way of terminating unwanted pregnancy? And to think, most of these women who undergo abortions are the ones who are living in the slums. Catholic Church should not intervene in this issue because although they are the majority in the various religions in the Philippines, a state religion does not exist in the Philippines. The other side, it would not violate the father's right because in cases wherein the baby was created through premarital sex and he would not be able to provide for the baby's needs. The fetus growing inside the mother, although is still not a person, the fact that it is growing clearly states that it has a life, and no person should be deprived of their rights. Even if the Philippines doesn't have in its constitution a state religion, more than 86% of the population is Roman Catholic. Lastly, the father can still change his mind, and the parents can still think throughout the responsibility. It doesn't really have to resort to abortion.
Psychological consequences brought about abortion cannot be taken away from the context of why legalization of abortion must not be achieved. According to Dahan, one of them is guilt. It is normally felt after the mother realizes that what she did was wrong, exposing her to stress and depression, which may affect the woman's health. Next thing is that after a woman expresses her guilt, anger at herself and to others such as her parents, friends, doctor, etc., would eventually arise. This kind of reaction would lead to the mother's anger towards her children or future children that would result to child abuse. Lastly, depression is also considered one of the psychological traumas that the mother would undergo. Some studies state that women who experience depression tend to feel completely immobilized by their emotional state and would probably result to suicide. But according to Lundborg, guilt can be overcome by reasoning that is promoted by the fundamental right of choosing freely, inclusive the right to choose the size of the family. And if guilt is conquered, then there would be no anger that would exist, because the mother already weighed the matters concerning about keeping the baby or not. Lastly, for depression, hypothetically speaking, if the situation was the result of premarital sex and the woman chose to abort the baby because a baby would interfere with her education, career, and personal freedom, then the woman would not fall into depression. Nonetheless, Reardon stressed that each woman has different perspectives in life, and abortion is a matter of a personal choice. Therefore, we cannot erase the fact that not all women can handle this kind of guilt that would basically will turn into a long-term complication. And even if the mother conquered the guilt, it would only come from her own perspective, excluding what really the society would think about her actions, and so social discriminations would be encountered by the woman. For the kind of situation pointed out from depression, the woman would still fall into depression when she reaches the age of maturity and when she would have her own family. This depression would likely result to child abuse and less participation of the woman to family life.
Thank you for your advices, girls. And now I'm gonna keep my baby.
That's good!
You made the right decision.
We're so proud of you!